Welcome back for another video. I'm Eharbad, a free-to-play endgame player in Raid Shadow Legends. We are catching back up. I think hopefully we should get through pretty much to today, or at least to the end of the weekend on the challenge account. As you can see right here, I am currently running a bit of Scarab. That's a little bit of a spoiler. We'll see if we can get through it. But whilst that run carries on, let's jump into the photos and we'll talk through where we are. Right, so now this is about 8 days later. It's the 6th of April, and a couple of interesting things. One, clan boss chests do wait for you. So if you beat clan boss and you take a break from the game for a week or two or whatever, if you come back, you should have your clan boss chest ready to collect, which I didn't know because I'd never taken a break before. But there you go. We've uncovered a bit of information. Potentially you're all aware of it already, but I wasn't. So here we go. And we managed to get a void shard for our troubles, which is always gratefully received. Equally, as you can see here, back to the daily login, day 77. I think the last image you would have seen before I took the break was day 76. So just a bit of confirmation that I didn't log in or play. I know you can delay the daily login, but hopefully you believe me when I tell you I took a genuine break and didn't play. Equally, I came back, had dropped down in Arena, which was kind of disappointing. Had been in Gold 5, ended up in Gold 3, it looked like, and when I'd actually logged in, we were down in Gold 2, which is a hell of a slog to get back up. I remember the first time round, getting through Gold 2 and 3 was very painful. Once you're into Gold 4, there's more single-man defences, and it becomes a lot easier. But down in Gold 2 was not fun, and I was not looking forward to it, to be honest. Did still get a reasonable reset chest, I would say overall. Really, just the 55 gems is the good bit. Everything else kind of trash, to be honest. Here you can see the long way back. We are giving it a go, and we'll see. We'll kind of see how it goes. Hopefully get at least, maybe to top end Gold 3, low end Gold 4. Ideally get to Gold 4 before the weekly reset. You can see we have 3.5 days here. Obviously, if you get like high Gold 3 and it get reset, then you're back at the bottom of Gold 3 again. So I think the target there very much was to get to the bottom of Gold 4 and get a decent reset. Bit of a Doom Tower progress here. This is Frost Spider 40. On the normal side, managing to get a void shard there, which is always pretty nice. Brogni really bossing it there with the HP burns. Just really strong champion for this fight. We've got the block debuffs, you've got the shield giving you that bit of heal, and the HP burn. Really good champion for Frost Spider. And the very next day, on the 7th of April, we got day 78, the Sacred, which we were very happy to get. Just continuing to tot up those shards with a view to use them at the maximal moment. And then here is a bit of backfill. Went back to Night Revenant stage 7 and managed to get the 3-star there. Really just the miscreated monster show. Between the A2 giving us some shield and the A3 with ally protection, managing to keep those very squishy champions, the Executioner, Crimson Slayer, and Magus, like really, really squishy at the moment. Typically, you're not going to get far with 3 stars in Faction Wars, and I think that's going to be one of the biggest things is over the course of the next couple of months. Trying to get enough ranked up champions to really progress further in Faction Wars, I think, is going to be part of the challenge. I mean, obviously, we need to get champions that are viable and worth investing in, and that's going to be a big part of the consideration. But equally, getting enough gear and in spending enough time ranking up champions to be able to get further in faction wars is something we're going to have to try and balance, alongside obviously trying to get to Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss, trying to progress as far as we can in Doom Tower, etc, etc. Also managed to do Scarab 50, gratefully receiving that 250 energy, which we'll put to good use. But looks like we're kind of just marching along in Doom Tower. Obviously, this is 10 days ago, so we'll see how much further we get. Another Clan Boss chest and another Void Shard. These are really totting up. We're always happy to get them. Pretty good. And then on the 8th here, we get the 500 energy bonanza. Quite a nice little set of daily login rewards there to welcome me back. And in fact, on day 81, we'll get a Void Shard as well. These early daily logins are actually pretty good. Like if you look, you get a weekly energy bonanza. There's a decent kind of set of shards, a couple of legendary books. Dark Aethel's still kind of disappointing at day 90, but the login rewards, I'd say early game, are actually, champions aside, really good. I just wish that they maybe tweaked the actual champions they were giving, because they're just not up to scratch, really. Think like Yaga the Insatiable, you look at Dark Aethel, and they're not really good enough. For when you get them, they're not particularly useful. They're not really helping you progress. Whereas Haikatoon, absolutely great champion, really good for progression, really can help fill a role that all players need. But Yaga and Dark Aethel, not doing that. Here we get the Deacon booking, finally managing to book him out. He's a 6-star now, 60, leveled up to 60, and now getting booked, so he's going to be massive for progression. Right then, here we are with the summons. I actually recorded the video. This is in 2x Ancients on the 8th of April. And I was obviously really going after the Valkyrie here. But any good epics is going to be massive for us. And we did actually, Magnar, really good. Dark Elhain, really good. You can see I actually took a screenshot. It's a bit disappointing that it records that. I was screenshotting it in case I ended up doing an image share instead. Poured in there, not great. And Mistress of Hymns, we're ready. Not great either, to be honest, but could be usable in some instances. And then a full set of rares. We already have Apothecary, we already have Nathal, so not great. And then the next set, if I remember correctly, I summoned 50 shards. It's another full set of blues, which is pretty painful. So it started so well. We got a lot of epics. Magnar, really the best of them. And then a Gorgorab. And those two, we got some really good faction war champions here. Oathbound, another really good faction war champion. So overall, really not too bad. Pretty happy with that overall. It's still during the 4th anniversary event here. And in terms of the champion chase, we managing to get the legendary tome and 10 essences, not bad either. I think I do go back and summon the other 3, but I don't get anything from them. So I think we'll kind of leave it there. Actually, here we are with the final 3 summons. So let's just put them in. And it's a Dupe Crimson Slayer. And what else have we got? Another Raider. Madly just getting all the same rares we already have. And an Ogren Jailer, who's not bad, but I don't think really necessarily going to get built out. Does a lot of damage on a single target basis and can be used to steal or remove buffs, which can be useful in certain faction war stages, but a bit of a luxury champion. I don't feel like he has a great deal of use outside of a few niche areas. So yeah, probably won't invest in him, but he's there as an option. Right then, on the same day, further Doom Tower progress, getting floor 60 done. Again, Brogni and this time Rhonda coming in doing the work, with Doom Priest there to help remove some debuffs, and obviously Brogni really with the shield giving us that sustain that we need. Another Void Shard from the Clan Boss chest, like proper purple patch. Like really, really lucky to be honest. And then on the 9th of April, Sacred Order, a bit more progress there now with the Deacon partnering Aethel, managing to get one further stage there done. Another Clan Boss chest, this time a Sacred Shard and an Epic Tome. And here we are getting the Cold Heart to 6-star as well. So yet another 6-star to add to the roster. Cold Heart's going to be massive. Cold Heart's going to be massive, really, for the account. You know, that TM control, huge for Spider, huge for Fire Knight. And I think with Deacon and Cold Heart, and recently the Brogni, you know, that trio is going to really transform our account. And hopefully, you know, we should be able to push all the way on normal Doom Tower, push all the way on the dungeons as well. Then we have another bit of progress in Doom Tower, floor 70 this time, Frostbiter done, and we get another Sacred for reaching level 60. Then on the 10th of April, we get that Void Shard that we mentioned previously, and we go on and beat Magma on floor 80. So we keep marching along, keep getting additional resources, progressing, and yeah, I ultimately should get better gear as well. Shadowkin stage 10, a little bit more progress on Faction Wars. Just the 1-star though. We have added in Jurgen and Wuji, so potentially a bit more of a better overall composition, but still kind of missing any kind of crowd control. Not much kind of sustain. I got missing a lot. I think this is not a crypt that we currently necessarily have a team that we can remotely beat the final boss, so we can get there. Even with ranking these champions up, I think we're still some way off. Then we get another arena reset chest. The gear, as I recall, wasn't great in the end. Sadly, the speed gear wasn't usable, but we did get an Ancient Shard and another 60 gems. You can see in this screenshot, we're at nearly 6,200 gems now. Like, we're really totting them up. We need to start using them in some way, shape or form. And a brutal Clan Boss chest got us an Ancient Shard. And then the Nightmare chest got us an Ancient Shard. I'm not sure if we got anything from the other one, but we didn't. Champion Chase ended with 80 gems. Again, not too bad. Like, any time that we're getting gems or energy or any resources back, I'm always happy to get that if we can, but I won't waste resources chasing it. So if we're not going to get more back in resources by gaining the placement than we would spend in trying to get that placement, then it's not worth it. So it's really just a case of, if we can do it, 100% happy to do it. But if it's not going to happen naturally or organically, then I wouldn't worry about it too much. On the 11th of April, we got a Nightmare Clan Boss PB for Magic, 17 million, which is pretty strong, pretty good overall. Tried something slightly different, dropped the High Katoon, who is obviously weak affinity for this, moved Brogni into the lead, which kind of worked okay. Brogni's able to heal himself in the bolster set, and typically ends up not resisting, but having the block debuffs up for the stun, so worked quite well overall. And then obviously Aethel still bringing the weaken there, Rhonda with all of the multi-attacks and the Brimstone, and then Frozen Banshee there, rounding it out with the poison. We got the Champion Training Lego book with 2 hours to spare, just overcapping by 9 points. That's kind of the way I like to do it. the absolute minimum we need to do to get the objective done. And then also on the 11th, we followed up with Doom Tower 90 Nether Spider done. And you can see really that Brogni once more being pretty powerful for this, and Rhonda doing a lot of work. And actually, to be honest, Aethel's still doing quite a lot of work. At this level, you can still kill all the spiderlings, so I was going for that approach. Also on the 11th, I bought the Tag Team Arena Energy Bonanza and got another legendary tome from completing the 275 mark on the advanced quests. Then you can see actually we're back from traveling on the 11th, as now the screenshots have migrated from being screen grabs from my phone back to player in play. This is I believe we were forging Perception. Was it Clan v Clan on the 11th? I guess it must have been. Yeah, here you go. A bit of booking on Skaramis this time, so definitely must be the Clan v Clan. We ended up having to fully book him, basically. I think most of the books ended up going in the A1, and really it's the A2 and A, well, really the A3 is the key one on Skaramis to get booked out. But the A2 is pretty decent as well, and the A1's not bad. I think he'll end up probably being my next 6-star. I think having that wave clear during Doom Tower is going to be pretty big. And the decreased attack, I think, is going to be quite useful for Ice Golem. Also, during the CBC, I got the accuracy node for magic up to rank 10. That is a mission that you need to do for Arbiter, is to get a Great Hall node to level 10. And that's quite a kind of pivotal moment. It's a big one to reach. And then, you know, I can start to spread my Great Hall upgrades a little bit once this is now done, and try and kind of get a bit more overall value for the overall roster rather than focusing in on one or two nodes. A bit of overnight Minotaur. You can see Deacon is nearly ready. We're not too far off getting that T6 done. Also started to get masteries on Cold Heart, whilst Rhonda, Aethel and Haikatun are all fully finished. My first brutal 1 key, also a PB, like absolutely smashed it with 27 million. I don't quite know how it worked out so well, because I haven't consistently been able to replicate it, but it's pretty smashing key, to be honest. And then you can see Scarab 100. We went for the old Brogni solo. Took nearly half an hour and quite a number of turns, but he got it. He got the job done. We got a epic tome for our troubles. Aethel did the wave clear up until the boss, and then Brogni, as you saw, soloed it. This is now, by the way, on the 12th of April. Also on the 12th of April, I got a PB on Nightmare Clan boss, just shy of 21 million. This is on Spirit. And Hard Magma, I also managed to go and beat and get 250 energy. I decided to do this because I wasn't convinced I'd be able to beat Magma 110. And I wanted, if I could beat Magma 10 on the hard side, it would enable me to start getting some legendary forge materials and be in a position to start crafting 5 to 6-star gear from the Doom Tower set, which at this point in my account, 5 to 6 stars is going to give me much better overall account progression than continuing to be capped out at only crafting 4 to 5-star gear. I'm already well past really 4-star gear and even 5-star gear. Whilst, you know, if I get a good piece, 100% going to use it. And actually, I have a preference for using good 5-star pieces over 6-star pieces, because they're cheaper on a silver basis to swap gear around. And until I have like a lot more gear and more stabilized builds, having that lower silver cost is actually quite useful, particularly when progressing in faction wars. But I want those chances to get 6-star gear. So it's not that I'm discounting 5-star gear overall, but I'd rather be getting a lot of 5-star with the chance of getting good 6-star than being limited to 4 and 5-star. We also got this milestone gift for this this video milestone where, you know, if you watch the video, not gets enough views, we all get bonuses. So pretty good, you know, 3 epic skill tomes and 500 energy. Can't knock that. And then here's the end of the Clan v Clan. I'm just quickly clicking at something in the game. We didn't beat the Doom Tower stage that I was trying to do, but I need to go and run a clan boss key. I'm just nipping over there to get that done. Click there, we go. Yeah, so overall, unfortunately, we did lose Clan v Clan by, like, you can see 160,000 points, but we did a good show of ourselves overall. I'd say here it's my score, not anything really special. Again, the top 5 players really knocking out very strong scores, particularly the top 2 there. Like, those scores are pretty impressive for this stage of the game. I'm not entirely sure if how like all the players in the in the clan anymore actually started at the same time. I think we've had quite a lot of people leave the clan, and they've obviously recruited to make up the numbers, but I'm not actually sure anymore if everyone started at the same time or if some other accounts in here are a bit more established. But either way, they're doing good work. And then here we are back on the progress mission front. Managed to get the 200 arena missions done. Seem to have missed out on the screenshot, to be honest. And then obviously you saw me do the Great Hall to level 10 during the CVC. And now here we have a progress mission to deal 39 million damage to the clan boss, which obviously we do every day because we're clearing Nightmare on a daily basis. Then I jumped in, Ice Golem stage 20. It did clear with this team, but it wasn't 100%. It was pretty much 100%, but not actually perfectly. I think I ran this team for this entire set of 10 nonetheless. Got it done, we moved on, collected the gems. Then Dragon's Lair. It was a dragon tournament going on whilst we did this, so I took advantage of the multi-raids, did the 10 battles, but actually did 20 battles. And yeah, this team is 100%. It's around 3 to 3.25 minutes each run, and fully 100%, so pretty happy. As you can see, progress mission done. Now we've got Fire Knight and Spider's Den to go. But before that, we went and beat Magma Dragon 110 using the same team that we'd managed to beat Magma 10 hard. I decided if I could beat Magma 10 hard, I probably could just run the same team and just, you know, steamroll Magma 110. We don't have decrease attack. We just went in and tanked it. thanks to Brogni really there, and a bit of ally protection from Miscreated Monster, and then Jamasa using the revive. The trio of those meant that we were able to really just brute force our way through. Then with Fire Knight, we went and beat stage 18, never done it before, and stage 19. You can see the time was pretty slow, and that was predominantly down to Coldheart needing more accuracy. We got Coldheart some more accuracy, and then swapped in Miscreated Monster. End up being more consistent with Miscreated Monster there to kind of protect the team overall. And you can see here another version of Fire Knight 20 on auto, this time without the miscreated. I think those screenshots have ended up the wrong way around, to be honest. In any case, Fire Knight done 10 times on auto. We did stage 20. You only need to do stage 17. But we're getting there. We're really not that far from Arbiter now. Managed to get the 2-star Cold Heart Soul from the shop, but still haven't selected the Awakening, actually, or the Blessing rather. And then stage 20 farming on Spider's Den. Still no problem for us. We've been farming that for a while, but I have now slotted Cold Heart in place of Armiger. Doesn't really change the overall time that much, to be honest, but should be a more consistent run overall. I've also taken out Jamasa and swapped in Brogni. So between Brogni and Miscreated Monster, we're getting pretty consistent and pretty big shields, to be honest. So it's quite a solid overall team. Here we have the progress mission done, and we got 75 million to deal to the clan boss. And before we go and do that, Doom Tower normal done. Again, Brogni massive in this fight with the block debuffs, the passive healing through shield damage taken, plus obviously that HP burn. Cronum brought in just to make sure I have enough accuracy and bringing another HP burn. And overall, this team pretty strong. You know, it took 5 minutes. I think this composition with a decreased attack. So if we swapped out Deacon for a decreased attack champion, I think this could beat hard Doom Tower Frost Spider, but obviously with much better builds. Like there's a bit of a gear gap, shall we say. Then I went and dabbled in Live Arena. This is now the 15th of April. It's only a few days ago now. We've nearly caught up. It's been a bit of a slog, but we're nearly there. Magma 10, I did manage to do the hard Magma 10 farming. You don't get that many forge materials, to be honest, from stage 10, but stage 10 hard is still better to farm than any stage on normal, which I kind of find a bit disappointing. I do think they should add the legendary forge materials into the last set of normal Doom Tower. I think if you're beating, floor 80, 90, 100, 110 or 120, I think you should get those legendary forge materials for sure. I also managed my first hard Doom Tower secret room, so we get our first Thea fragments. And I then went into Doom Tower 1 and did some secret rooms there, managed secret room 1. Managed a Nightmare Clan boss chest. I'm pretty sure I did some other secret rooms. I think they'll pop up in a minute. Here we go. Managed secret room 3 and managed secret room 4 and 5. I think that was it. Yeah, that was it. And then got another PB for Spirit. Is that a PB or have we shown a... No, it is a PB. Yeah, that's a Nightmare Clan boss PB for Spirit. Affinity. I tried dropping the Haikatoon completely, going for a Brogni lead, 5 magic champions, trying something a bit different, getting over 20 million, so pretty pleased with that overall. And obviously, as we're trying to get this 75 million damage on the clan boss for progress mission, getting this sort of score really does help. As you can see, the next image is we did the 75 million to the Nightmare Clan boss. What I ended up doing is I ran 5 keys during that 24-hour period, and that was how I was able to get it done. So you obviously get the 4 keys, and you can bring 1 key forward from the next day. So then the day after, I only had 3 keys during that 24-hour period. Managed to 2-key Nightmare, and then put the remaining key into Brutal. I don't think I 1-keyed Brutal, but I was able to 2-key Nightmare the next day, which was yesterday. So we're nearly caught up. This is the 16th of April. This image is from. I then was trying to beat Nether 20 hard and realised I needed Reliquary Tender to give that full team cleanse, which is kind of the ability that I'm kind of missing in my built roster so far. So even though it's not CVC, I had to use some rare books. I know. It's not ideal, but it is for progression, and ultimately beating Nether Spider 20 and not getting stuck when there's not that much longer left in this Doom Tower rotation is more important than a few CVC points for rare books. Rare books are particularly low value on the CVC point totem pole, so I don't feel too bad about spending them here. Of course, it wasn't just 3 books, because you know how booking works. So anyway, it wasn't too bad. 6 books later, we've got the key abilities, the A2 and the A3, done on Reliquary Tender, and we're rewarded by beating Nether 20 hard. Kind of funny in the end, as we managed to get to the boss down to about half health or a third health before we started losing players, or champions rather. Just didn't quite have enough overall sustain to make it work, which is kind of disappointing. I think the speeds on Reliquary Tender and Doom Priest aren't high enough. Doom Priest is actually missing a pair of gloves, which doesn't help. Ultimately, Rhonda ended up being the last one alive and soloed the last bit with Brimstone and using the lifesteal to stay alive. But for a while, it was a duo of Brogni and Rhonda, and then Rhonda for the last like 5-10% was the only one alive and just managed to scrape through. So managed it. It's definitely not consistent though. But I think by putting a few more levels in Reliquary Tender, and kind of at some point we're going to do a bit of a full-on rebuild of the account, like rebuild all the champions again. And that will give us that next leg up and that next big kind of progress boost. I then swapped in Skaramis for Ice Golem stage 20, and so far have found this composition is 100%. I've got that decrease attack. It's not perfectly consistent, the decrease attack, but it's up most of the time, coming from that 75% AoE chance on Skaramis' A2. And that, paired with the rest of the champions and the kind of overall survivability of, you know, block debuffs from Brogni, the shields, miscreated monster ally protection, etc. It's been 100% so far. Obviously managed to do it 10 times and get the 20 Ice Golem done. And then, as you can expect, we did Dragon, did Fire Knight, and we did Spider. So we're at the point now where we need to deal 100 million to the clan boss, and then we will get Arbiter. So it wasn't going to be on this day, which is this image is still from the 16th, because we only had 3 clan boss keys to use during that period. So if we wanted to get the 100 million, we're going to have to spend a lot of gems on clan boss keys. I won't be claiming Arbiter until next weekend's champion chase anyway, if not the CVC, the PR CVC immediately after. So we have time. We're not in any particular rush to get this done. But essentially what we want is for clan boss to hit Spirit. We'll then have 5 keys. We'll probably have put 2 into Void, and we can get about 20 million per key on Spirit. So say we get 15 million a key on Void, that's 30. We need to get 70, so we'd end up needing 4 keys, so 6 in total. We can get 5 naturally. So either we need a game update that will give us a free key and that to coincide with it turning Spirit, or we'll just have to buy 1 clan boss key. So either way, I think we can get away with not spending too many gems. We've got a bit of time, so as soon as it hits Spirit, we'll be in there. And I think that is actually it for all those images. We can jump back into the game, and look and behold, it's a Nightmare Clan boss, it is Spirit Affinity, and we just got a new PB, just shy of 24 million. And yeah, I think we're going to basically, we're going to go along and get this done. So, you know, we're at 57.5 million. I have another 2 keys coming tomorrow. So I could even potentially do this without spending any gems. If we get some really good RNG like I just got in that run, 2 more runs like that, and the 100 million's in the bag. So that will take us up to Arbiter. So I think we'll definitely have Arbiter ready by tomorrow, but we're going to hold off until well, yeah, we're going to hold off until at least next weekend. Right, that is going to be this video done. We are all caught up. I will try and get another video out in the next couple of days to talk about the ongoing fusion and what I'm doing with it on the free-to-play account, because I basically ended up making a last-minute decision this morning that I would go for the fusion. So I'll cover that in another video, and I'll explain why I've decided to go for it and how I'm approaching it in a follow-up video later this week. As always, please like, comment, and subscribe. Your feedback is always welcome, and your support as well is gratefully received. So, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye for now.